The newly elected chairman of the Salem branch of the Southern India Regional Council of the Institute of Champions of India, Mr. B. Madhukar. My compliments to you, my congratulations to you. I wish you all the best for a very successful tenure as the chairman of this great branch. And your team together, the synergize, is an excellent thing you have chosen. And I'm sure all the members of the Salem branch, all the students of the Salem branch would support you wholeheartedly to see that your year would be a landmark year in the history of the Salem branch. I'm sure Mr. Vishnathan, his dad, would be a very happy man today to see something towards the chairman. And with his guidance and support, Mr. Madhukar will do an excellent job. The entire team at Salem, Mr. Jai Prakash, he is known for his long nails, colorful nails. All of us do get his nails. Mr. Shaukat Ali, the secretary, Mr. Arun, the treasurer, Shiva Kumar, chairman of Sikasa, Hamindra, member, for having got elected to the Salem branch. I wish you good luck. I'm sure all of you would be putting in your best efforts for the cause of the students and professions in Salem. I would like to compliment Mr. Gunashekaran, the immediate past chairman of the Salem branch, for having done an excellent job, Mr. Gunashekaran. We have seen the colorful newsletters you were publishing. We have seen the kind of activities you have done for the cause of the profession. And my compliments to you for having got the All India Award for the 6th time. I've been new to represent Salem branch getting the 6th time. Heartiest congratulations to you. It's my fortune that I have a good friend in Mr. Prasanna Kumar, who has been elevated as the chairman of the Southern India Regional Council, a very dedicated, hard worker. I've seen him working for the council maybe for the last 6 years, but I know him for many years. Maybe I know him for 15 years. He used to come to the regional council as the chairman of the Visakhapatnam branch, and we are very confident under Prasanna Kumar's dynamic leadership, the SIRC would do extremely well. XIRC would be a vibrant region. Friends, let me tell you one thing. I've traveled across all the 5 regions, and I can tell you very frankly the kind of activities we have in the southern region, the kind of support we have from the members and students in the southern region. I think we're all very fortunate that we all belong to this region, and we are very happy that Prasanna Kumar has taken over the chairman. Mr. Arunali, Secretary of the Southern India Regional Council, who has taken charge recently. I'm sure he'll bring in a new flavor to the activity of the Southern India Regional Council. He is different from all of us. I'm sure you'll agree with me that he'll bring in a new flavor. And maybe next time when I come to Salem, I have to go with him to have that Gopri and Kesari and things. That was very tempting for me. Maybe Arunali will go together next time. Mr. Rajavadeshwaran, a very silent member of the council, ex-official of the Salem branch, doing a lot of work for the cause of the profession. My good friend Mr. Srinivas, who has come along with me from Bangalore. And 2 people which I would like to recognize here especially, all the distinguished past chairmen. We had a meeting of all the past chairmen just before this meeting. All the 14 past chairmen attended this interaction with the Vice President. Really thankful to all of them for having joined us for the interaction. The mere fact that 14 past chairmen have come for an interaction, that really goes to show the love and affection they have for the profession. As Prasanna very rightly said, they're extremely committed for the welfare of the students and members. We had discussions on a lot of issues, and I'm sure their support will go a long way to see that the Salem branch teams doing extremely well. 2 people which I would like to recognize, my good old friend Mr. Subramani, who is here, who is the first person I know from Salem, himself and Mr. Badri. They were known to me for a very long time. We worked together for various audits. And 1987, when I joined the CA course, Mr. Mani had invited me to Salem to address the students here. I was a CA student. I spoke on computer applications for chartered accountants, how computers can transform the way we can offer our services to our clients. And then he also said, Raghu, you spoke very well. Why don't you address the members the next day? The next day, he made me stay back in Salem and address the members the next day. So thank you, Mr. Subramani, for having graced the occasion. And Mr. Venkachalam, who has come from Bangalore, along to me and good friend of mine. Thank you. All the students who have got awards for having performed extremely well, it's a special occasion for all of you. And then the newly qualified members, a very warm welcome to this great profession, a very popular profession. I'm sure you'll have a great innings as a chartered accountant, and we welcome you to this honorable profession. All the other members present here, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I deem it an honor and privilege to stand before you as the Vice President of the Institute. And when Madhukar called me, maybe on the 13th of February when I took charge, he told me, sir, I want you to come to Salem. I'll be very happy if you could come. I said, Madhukar, give me a few days, let me settle down. Because you know, the first few days when you get elected as the Vice President, the kind of phone calls what you get, the kind of emails what you get, the kind of SMS alerts what you get, a lot of calls were there. I told him, let me just settle down for 3-4 days and confirm to you. Then again he called me back after a few days. Then I said, fine, Salem is not very far from Bangalore. Because logistically, Bangalore and Salem are quite close, 3.5 hour drive. I said, fine, no problem, I'll come someday. I'll choose, I'll plan my convenience and come out to Salem. So he consistently followed up with me, and thankful to him for having invited me, Madhukar. And friends, it's been a very long journey for me, the Institute. 21 years journey, I could say. Mr. Rangarajan, I've seen him working, Mr. Varadarajan, Mr. Vishwanathan, all of them have been working so hard for the Institute. I've worked with them, come to Salem many times for the Diamond Jubilee celebration. When this branch building was inaugurated, I had come, and Mr. Rahul was the president. Many activities I have participated in Salem. I really like the love and affection of all the members of Salem. And I would like to take this occasion to specially thank all the members present here for having supported me all along in my endeavors in the Institute, supporting me various regional councils, central council. And if at all I am standing before you as the Vice President, it is because of the support and love and affection you have showered to me all along. And let me assure you, friends, I would like to put in my best efforts, all my energies at my command, to see that I am able to do well for the profession. Friends, getting elected as a Vice President, no doubt is a matter of joy. It's a great feeling, but it comes with a lot of responsibilities. Because today, the way the profession is moving, I think all of you would agree with me that a lot of challenges for us as professionals and a lot of responsibilities for the Vice President and of course the President. And I'm very confident with your support, we'll work together as a team, and as he has said, together we synergize. This is what we look from all of you. We work together as a team and see that we're able to take the image of the Institute to the next level. Friends, in the past chairman's meeting just now, there was a request for providing support for a new branch building, because they said that this branch building is, being used to full capacity. I have assured them my wholehearted support. I have requested the chairman, Mr. Madhukar, to put all his efforts to identify another piece of land. And I would like to assure all the members here, when I get a proposal from the Salem branch, I would definitely support this initiative. And I am very confident with the support of all the past chairmen and the members present here, we will have another beautiful building for the benefit of the members and students in Salem. Coming to the issues concerning the profession, friends, India is growing fast as an economy. China and India are economies are growing rapidly. And with the US slowdown and the turmoil that is happening in the European Union, there is a great future for a country like India. And as a profession, we have a very important role to play in the growth of the country, the economic development of our country. Today, the Institute has turned out to be the second largest accounting body, 2 lakh chartered accountants, 10 lakh students. We have 135 chapters, 22 foreign chapters, a very vibrant profession, I could say. We had the CEO of IFAC coming to Delhi recently, and when we were making a presentation to him about the way the Institute is doing, the kind of services we are offering for the students and members, let me tell you, friends, he was very, very happy. He said this is one of the most vibrant professional bodies I've ever seen. I've traveled across the country, and he complimented the Institute for the excellent work that the Institute is doing for the cause of the members and students. Today, what is happening is out of 2,20,000 members, we have a huge young membership. Maybe 1,10,000 of them are really young, maybe below the age group of 35 years and below. The aspirations of the young membership is totally different. The expectations of the Institute are different. Because what really happens is the young members are no longer interested in bank audits. They want the Institute to do something else. We are trying to map the expectations of the younger members. Wherever I get an opportunity to meet the young members, when I speak to them, They have a lot of expectations of the institute. And what we are trying to say that yes, specialization has come in. Like in the medical profession, the CA profession also, we find that specialization has come in, and we find a lot of chartered accountants, young chartered accountants specializing in very few areas. It could be ERP implementation, it could be information systems audit, it could be IFRS, it could be international taxation, it could be valuation, it could be arbitration. A whole lot of new areas have come up in the profession. So we at the institute are encouraging this specialization because we find that young members who qualified recently, if they are able to specialize in another area, the IFRS, international taxation, they are able to grow their career. If they are working in a company, they could move the ladder quickly. Or if they are offering consulting services, they will be able to offer niche consulting and they will be able to be very successful. So we find that the trend wherein the new members are moving away from the traditional areas of practice. I'm sure all of you would agree with me. When you meet a young guy who's practicing, he says, no sir, I'm not in taxation, I'm not in audit, I'm into forensic accounting, forensic audit. This morning I met a chartered accountant in Bangalore in the seminar at Bank Audit. He told me, Mr. Raghu, I have applied for Bank Audit this time, I've got Bank Audit, but my focus is forensic audit. And I would like to focus on this area even in the banking industry. So we find that the young members are very keen to specialize. They are very keen to get into newer areas, and we are encouraging them. The institute has launched more than 13 certification courses for the benefit of these young members. And all the certification courses are a big success. We have a certification course on concurrent audits, certification course on indirect taxes, certification course on Masters in Business Finance. MBF course is a big success up north. In Delhi, Bombay, Calcutta, we find that the Masters in Business Finance course is extremely popular. So what we have decided is that we would like to continue this, talk to the younger members, tell them yes, there's a need to specialize. And the council has recently taken a decision to launch another post-qualification course. Currently we have the Information Systems Audit course, the WTO course and the Insurance and Risk Management course. But only the Information Systems Audit course is doing well. The other two courses, IRM and the WTO, is not doing. We're not getting many students to appear for the to register for this diploma courses. We're very shortly launching a diploma course in international taxation. This will come up. The council has already approved it, and we are taking to the ministry. And once the approval comes, this particular diploma course will be available. So members who have done this diploma in international taxation can put in their visiting cards. They've done their, like how you say visa, you can also say diploma in international taxation. And coming to the networking, many chartered accountants, especially when I go to small places, say, Mr. Raghu, if you've not been able to grow. I had a feeling of 10 lakhs 3 years back, and even to this day I find I'm feeling has not improved. I'm not being able to see the growth, the kind of growth what I'm looking at. Yes, this is something very common what we see whenever we visit any branches, when we interact with the members, they feel that there's not many opportunities coming up the way, especially in small places. And we at the institute have always believed and encouraged firms to network. Of course, networking officially has not been a big success, even though we came up with networking guidelines. It's not a big success, but we always encourage firms to network with chartered accountant firms across the country. It could be an informal network also. You can network with the CA firm in Bombay, you can network with the CA firm in Delhi, you can network with the CA firm in Bangalore. Because what I have seen is firms that have networked have grown very fast. I would request you and suggest you that please look beyond Salem. If you expect your practice to grow sitting here in Salem, it will not grow. You will have a scenario where the growth in your practice would not be there. It will be a stable, you will have a stable curve. So in case you want to grow, there is a need for you to network. So you need to look beyond Salem, look beyond new traditional opportunities and try to work together. SMPs have a lot of challenges. We have a committee for small and medium practitioners. We are trying to address these issues. And we are trying to have outreach programs to speak with SMPs, trying to understand their concerns and see how best we can solve them. Coming to the new legislations that is likely to come, GST, DTC, Companies Amendment Bill, we are working closely with the Ministry of Corporate Affairs, the Ministry of Finance. We have supported them in these legislations. And yes, once this new legislation comes, a lot of opportunities for all of us, and yes, we need to literally learn the new legislations. That really goes to prove that yes, we are entering a new era as far as the legislations are also concerned. Job opportunities for the young members who recently qualified, plenty of job opportunities. Yes, you might not get a very good job in Salem, but yes, you have to think beyond Salem. You should move out of Salem. You should come to Bangalore. You should go to Chennai. A lot of opportunities are there. And today, any newly qualified chartered accountant is able to get a package of 6 to 8 lakhs. Getting a package of 6 to 8 lakhs is not very difficult. So also in the Gulf region, Dubai, Muscat, Kuwait, a lot of CAs who are working there, where the pay packages are 3 times what they're able to earn in India. But you need to leave your country, you need to go away from your parents, get settled down in a new country. But if you are interested, a lot of chartered accountants are there, and I have traveled across the Gulf region for promoting the Gulf campus. And let me tell you, friends, the companies in the Gulf region are very happy with Indian CAs. I happened to meet the CEO of a top telecom company in Abu Dhabi. He told me, Mr. Raghu, we have 100 CAs in our organization. 70 CAs are from your institute. We are very happy with the quality of CAs. That really goes to prove that our institute is looked upon in high esteem, especially when when you go abroad. When a CEO of a company who's a foreign national says that our Indian CAs are good, I think it's a matter of pride. Coming to the regulatory role of the institute has a very important role to play as a regulator. Many a times the regulatory role of the institute is questioned, whether the institute is regulating its members, whether the institute is discharging its regulatory activities.